Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Go ahead.
All right, everyone, welcome to What's New. Mary Ann's not here tonight, so we got a new job, I guess.
That's right.
She always
always
introduces
does
every.
that, yes.
Well, she don't ever introduce, she just starts the show
Yes, she
off.
starts
yeah.
the show.
So tonight we have 3 guests. We have Ellie Douglas and Ashley. I did not ask your last name.
Mattingly.
Pardon?
Mattingly.
Mattingly and Shirley Moore. And they'll each tell you what they're here to give you information on.
And it's
So-
all exciting.
It is.
All exciting.
Yes, a lot of new things happening in
Right.
St. Genevieve.
Right.
That's amazing, yeah.
That is.
Brand new one.
Uh,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. So do you want to start off since you're new?
Sure. Why
Okay.
not?
Just tell us all about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, so Daily Flavors is the name of my business. We're on Highway 32, right next to Luna's and 2 doors down from Oberly in St. John. And we are a dairy-free and gluten-free eatery, but all of our meals are healthy and we have low-carb options and all kinds of things. Everything is handmade by myself and my daughter, who wanted to be here tonight, but she is at youth for
Yeah.
church, so she couldn't make it. She is 15, and she's my assistant, or maybe I'm her assistant. I'm not sure. I guess it depends who you ask. And so we make everything either the night before or the day of, depending. And then everything is cooled and put in the refrigerator, so it's a grab and go. So if you're looking for lunch options or breakfast or desserts or anything, we have them there and ready. So we make family meals as well, and then we're making some things for Thanksgiving for folks as well if they can't. So it's a different option to, places to eat for lunch and things.
So
do you-
what kind
go
of
ahead.
Go ahead.
what kind of items do you have?
Sure. So we have all different things. Every week our menu changes slightly, but like right now we have some burrito bowls, we have potato soup, butternut squash soup, muffins, cookies. Breakfast we have like chicken sausage with eggs and potatoes, German pancakes. We have some vegan options, so we have blueberry scones, a vegan bowl. I mean, we have all kinds of things. I think that's only a small bit. So
my
tons. Yes.
So your lunches are how
Sure.
long, what's your hours?
Sure. Our hours are 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, we were opening 9 to 2, but I had many people message and ask us for 8. So we're going to open 8 to 2 from this point
okay.
forward. So, yeah. And
That's good. So you have lunches then. So kind of what's your lunches?
sure. So right now we have, I'm trying to think.
That's
We
all
have
right.
Homemade chicken nuggets and with zucchini fries is one of them. The other one is chicken bites with roasted grilled vegetables and then cauliflower rice. We have the burrito bowl, which comes with either jasmine rice or cauliflower rice. Caesar salads, a strawberry pecan bacon salad, and then we have a goat cheese and beet quinoa salad right now, and then the soups, the potato soup and the butternut squash. And I know I'm missing something, but
I'm sure
that's
that-
all I can remember off the top of my head at the moment.
Well,
that's-
your menu's on your website,
Our,
correct?
our menu is on Facebook and Instagram, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's on there.
Yeah.
So like you're talking about meals, family meals,
Yeah.
kind of like what would one of them be?
So this week we're offering broccoli chicken Alfredo or meatloaf with mashed potatoes and green beans. And then we are also offering a breakfast casserole so that if you want to, throw that in, it's all already made. You just have to warm it in your oven. So,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
That's a
Oh, my
neat
new
idea.
store right
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
That is a
That's
neat
awesome.
idea.
Thank you.
So your desserts are like your muffins and,
Well, so we have a lot. So you guys
I'm
have
looking at that.
flourless cookies right there. So
Oh,
those are
wow.
the chocolate chip flourless cookies, and then you have our pumpkin muffins, if you can
Oh.
speak. But we have chocolate chip muffins. We have homemade granola bars. We have protein balls. We have scones. What else does she? Oh, gooey butter cookies. I should have grabbed you some of those. Those are our favorite for sure. So, but yeah, we have lots
So
of
if anybody wanted, could they order or
You
put
can-
in an orders
You can put in orders, or it's all available and right there in the
Oh,
fridge. You
okay.
just come on in and
and just
grab
get
what
it
you
done?
need. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
we do ask for the family meals to let
Oh,
us know because we don't have those readily available.
Right.
So yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it would
that's
be
awesome.
hard to do that.
it is
I would
because I
love-
never know. You know,
Right.
you don't know if you've got 2 people wanting a family meal, 5, and I don't want it to go to waste.
Right.
Right.
You know, that's the hardest part.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Now, do
but-
you freeze some, or do you just do the fresh?
We don't freeze anything, but people can freeze it. Everything is, like I said, made that day or the day before, and we use all natural, no preservatives. Everything, all the fruit is fresh.
Oh,
So salads, obviously lettuce
Right,
is fresh.
right.
We try to use as much local as we can, so we use Oberle's meat for whatever we can, and then we use Exit 157 for their honey, and then we use, I'm going to mess this up, River Valley Ox, I think is the name of it. It's their maple syrup that
Oh,
the
okay.
Naggers do.
Daggers, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So we
okay.
try and source everything that we can locally, which was a big part of the business. I wanted to make sure that we included the community
Right.
in whatever we make. So,
well, that's wonderful. Have they written you up in the paper yet?
no,
Has Mark not?
no,
I'll have to get on him.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a better connection.
Right. We need to tell him to put this on the mailbag.
Yes.
That's news.
Then everybody,
It had to be
yeah.
on the mail, then everybody sees it.
And you can also write a news release about you opening
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
news-
put on there a
and that's
news
free,
release
yeah.
and then tell about what you're doing.
that'd be awesome. Yeah,
That works, yeah.
yeah. You guys have great ideas. See?
Yes.
Been at this a lot longer
Well,
than me.
Well, people need to know what
Oh
we
my
have in
gosh,
St. John,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
so your business succeeds and
Thank you.
you don't have to shut up in a year
Right.
Yeah.
or close up in a year.
Well, I
not
know
shut
so
up.
many people that like those ooey gooey butter cookies or
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
I'm letting them know.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's a McDonald person, so.
I know. She can talk to
Yeah,
everybody.
say, hey, you guys. Hey, you need to be going to no, wait a minute, Daily Flavors. You
Yes.
need to be going to Daily Flavors.
Not
Yeah.
family flavors, daily.
Yeah, yeah, Daily.
I mean, we should be family flavors. We have flavors for all the families.
Yes,
You're right.
There you go, absolutely. That is so exciting. I was really
It is.
excited to hear
Thank
you when, and I'm glad you came to us, because sometimes I probably wouldn't have asked because I didn't know it,
Mhm.
other than, wonder what Daily Flavors is.
Well, somebody sent it to you all, so
Well,
Yes,
that's good.
that's awesome,
That's a
yes.
good
it's the
thing.
best way
Yes.
to make the connection.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
And then, like, we have other guests on, they'll be telling people, so.
yeah. And I love to hear everything.
Oh, yes.
They used to have a counter to see how many people were listening, but I don't know if they still have that or
I
not.
don't know.
We'll have to ask Charlie.
Because it's on
that's all I
YouTube
said.
too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it will cover, because I have many people tell me, well, we don't get that channel, and I said, you get
you
YouTube.
can get it
up
on
there."
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, just to hear this is really exciting. I'm really glad about the family meals, so that's
Thank
neat
you.
too.
Thank you.
You know, how many times that, I don't want to go to a restaurant, I would just need help,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So we'll call.
Oh, I've been there. We have 6 kids, so.
Oh!
We know what that's like.
You know
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. And if you come in, you'll see my littlest one. My little one was a 28-week preemie, and so she comes to
Oh, my
work with
goodness.
me. So she hangs out for the day.
That's
And
awesome.
you might catch my second one. She's the one that makes all those yummy treats. So,
Really?
yeah.
Now that's awesome.
Yeah, so we make sure it's a family business. We have one that stocks the fridge, one that puts the labels on. They all love to do their part.
Oh,
So,
Well,
my
that's
goodness. Now
good.
that's
So
really
you
good.
homeschool on top of it then?
yes, we do. We're very blessed. Yes,
You are.
God gave us an amazing opportunity. So
Yes.
yeah.
That is, oh my gosh, that's exciting.
That homeschool's a job in itself.
Yes, and we run a farm, but I mean, who's counting, right?
But you know what? Your kids are going to have an amazing,
Education.
yes,
Yeah.
education.
Yeah.
Not only are they learning the school part, but they're learning so much more.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you have the one that likes to bake.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, they're young.
Oh, yeah.
Teach those kids that kind of stuff.
Yeah. They're
And
great.
cooking. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And just the fact that they know, like you just said, the labels. That might only be labels to us,
Yeah.
but it's their job.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's something big to them.
It's
They're
huge.
excited.
It's my 5-year-old's job, and she just
Oh,
makes the
my
world of it.
gosh.
Oh,
so-
my goodness.
Yes.
So she put this label on
Oh,
here.
yeah.
huh?
She puts those
Oh,
labels.
bless her
So,
heart.
yeah.
So
She
we
loves
have
it.
Well, how neat.
stickers.
Yeah.
See? It's
She's our
stickers.
sticker girl. That's
There
what we
you
call
go.
her. You
Sticker
know?
girl, absolutely.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Now that is precious.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
job.
Yep.
Charlie's pulling it in up there.
And so
I don't know if you guys that are watching can read it. It says daily
Daily
flavors.
Yep. Well, this
There
is
it comes.
exciting.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you want to tell, or, you know what, and if you're going to stay for a few minutes, if there's
Of course.
something else that maybe you thought, oh, I wish I would have said this, you know, in between you can,
Sure.
Yeah, you can say, wait a minute, I thought of something else.
yeah.
I don't want to cut these beautiful ladies off. you
No,
know.
but there'll be
No,
in
no.
between time,
Right
but,
ahead.
you know, when you're so excited about getting it out.
Yeah.
I'm really bad for it. I'm so excited about something, it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot that, you know,
Yeah.
but it's,
Well, would you like to know how it started?
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
sure, tell us anything you want.
So,
Sure.
I had fibromyalgia and lupus and was diagnosed almost 10 years ago now. And I spent 10 days in the hospital, and they let me leave on 10 medications and 5 pain pills. And so I lived my life like that for a little while until I talked to several doctors and went and interviewed, tons of people trying to figure out what I could do to live a normal life. I weighed over 300 pounds. I couldn't figure out what to do. And ultimately it came down to somebody told me that the gluten is what causes inflammation in people's bodies. And so like arthritis and things like that, it flares that up.
Really?
So they said if you try to walk away from the gluten, and I was like, oh, okay.
That's hard.
that's hard.
It's very
So-
hard, yeah.
I tried it, and day by day it got better and it got better, and then the dairy was the other. It's an inflammatory as well, so I got off of that, and I was like, okay. So then I was able to get off all my medications about a year and a half later, and so I've never looked back. I lost a lot of weight, and in the process, because your body's getting rid of all that
Right.
inflammation and doing all the things that it can do, and ever since then I've never had to go back on a medication. I've been
Oh,
Oh,
my.
that's
medication and
wonderful.
pain pill free, and I have a normal life again. So
That is,
yeah.
Just to
So-
change your diet.
Yep,
Right.
just by my change in diet. Yep, it's probably the best thing that ever happened.
Well,
Somebody
absolutely.
told me,
But
and
the gluten, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that.
oh yeah, it's one of the biggest ones, and it's. Everybody says, well, it wasn't like that when, like, say, my grandma or someone was
Right,
a child,
right.
but so much has changed in the way that they
Oh.
produce, our wheat and our,
Right.
everything else that, it's all
They
different.
sprayed this back in
Right.
those days, we didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my mother had that,
Yeah.
and she got down to like 68 pounds.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, it's an awful,
Before
awful
they
thing.
found out what was wrong with her.
Yeah, because your whole joint, you can't move. I mean, I had days where I couldn't move a single bit without, pain. So,
Oh, you
Well,
go
that's wonderful that
Yeah.
you got cured.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
from,
Awful thing.
and, wait a minute, before did you say that was gluten-free?
Everything is gluten and
Everything.
dairy-free in our entire store.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay,
Yep.
good.
every single thing.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of vegan.
Yes, we do have vegan as well, and we have keto and all those things. Just feel free to ask, and we don't mind talking about food all day.
Right.
So.
And if you have it, you have it, and if you don't, you don't. I
Right,
mean, that's
exactly.
one thing that,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
so you have keto stuff too.
Oh yeah.
I
we've
hope
all
a lot
kinds
of people that are having problems with that
Yeah.
tune in and
anybody,
hear that. Yeah,
absolutely,
they could
I
just give it a
definitely-
shot and see if it works.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you what, I'm gonna tell people,
Thank you.
just to go out there, just go out and check it out.
Mhm.
If you have any questions, ask
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
I have a couple friends that have fibro, and I'm not gonna say it, that word,
Yeah.
fibro.
myalgia.
There we go.
It's a horrible
Sometimes-
thing.
Yes, and that's what they said,
Yeah.
but I have to let them know that maybe this is something they can do.
Yeah, there's options out there. Yeah. It's not always the easiest, but
No.
you know,
But,
it's worth it. I
right,
promise.
I was gonna say it's worth it.
Yes.
Yep.
Very much so.
That's so exciting to hear. I'm just so excited to hear about those little ones.
Well, thanks.
How they're working, how they're
Thanks.
working in there and
Yeah.
doing good. But, so was there anything, I mean,
No.
see,
But
well, sometimes I try to ask, how did that start? Or how do
Yeah.
you do that? And I didn't even think about it till you,
that's okay.
but that was good. That's a good thing that you brought that up.
Well, thank you.
And especially now that we know, what it could do. I mean, try that, and it's not try your food, try it. And if
Yeah.
there's something in it, then it's something they could lead into, like the keto part or the gluten-free. Well,
Yeah.
that's that anyway,
Yeah.
but they can go to different things. It's not just the,
Yeah, and like a lot of our stuff is naturally diabetic friendly, so,
Right.
there's unfortunately a lot of people that have diabetes and
There's
can't have,
gobs of them.
my husband.
things, and so it's a treat,
It is.
Yeah.
So this would be something he could eat.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
absolutely. Yeah,
He used to never ever eat sweets. I was one that ate sweets all the time. And then, I don't know, after he turned 50 or 60 maybe, I started eating sweets.
yeah,
Wasn't that funny? I mean, then we didn't have to do sweets, but
yeah.
come on, one piece of cake. I have to ask him.
Yes.
If not, I'd be eating it all, so you can tell, so. Oh, my God. And did you say your name?
Actually,
Ashley?
Yes.
I just wanted to I thought that's what it was, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So when I go, I could tell everybody Ashley.
yeah, for sure.
Very, very interesting.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
So if anybody's out and about between 9, what'd you say, during the week?
6 a.m.
Oh,
3
6
p.m.
to 3,
Yeah.
okay.
Because some people come in and get their lunch and stuff
Right.
before they even go into work,
Their lunch and,
because it's ready to go.
right,
Yep, no
at
wait.
6 o'clock,
Yeah,
that's good to know. And then on Saturdays, that's
yes,
good, the 8, and that'll get a lot, because people, usually that time in the morning,
yeah, they're out and about.
Overlease is.
Oh, yeah, they're
They're
hopping.
full.
Yes.
Release is hopping, that's for sure, yes.
So once we
Yeah.
get this word out and get this thing going, people's gonna
Yeah,
say, hey, we'll stop down there and,
You got a big sign out?
so we have a sign that I was trying to put on the building, but that didn't work out so well, because I thought the metal would stick to the metal. It's the wrong kind of metal. Apparently
Oh.
the sign is aluminum, so it's not
oh,
magnetic.
yeah,
So
Oh.
we're working on that right now.
yes,
So we're gonna get another sign out by the road, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
good.
sure. Mhm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Kind of be neat, I mean, can you use, but I don't know how much these cost, what are those signs that flash?
Oh, the flashing sign?
Yeah, I have a flashing open sign.
Oh,
but-
do you? Okay.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep. So,
Okay,
and we have a
that's-
little flag out by the road that says when we're open.
Okay,
too. Yeah.
okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'll just tell them it's right next to Luna's
Yes.
in that little building.
Yep.
Okay.
That's so
Ashley,
amazing.
It is. Yeah, it's exciting, Ashley. Thank you for getting a hold of us. This
Well, thank
was
you for having me.
really,
Yeah. We hope it travels far. We
Yes.
don't really know how far it goes, but
Well, thank you.
but we
Word of mouth
can
is
make
your
it, tra-
best
yes.
friend.
Yes, it is.
absolutely. Absolutely.
for sure. Okay, we're gonna talk the cemetery, or are we gonna talk about whatever?
Okay, well,
Okay,
my name is Ellie Douglas, and I'm the co-chair of the Deja Vu Spirit Reunion, which is now the 20th year we've been doing this.
Oh
This is
my
our 20th
God.
anniversary.
Wow.
And the event takes place in the old Memorial Cemetery, which is Missouri's oldest cemetery. And the event isn't a spooky event or a scary event. It's a fun learning, a history lesson.
Oh, okay.
It's about, we have, this year we have 24 spirits, and they each tell about the person who's buried in the cemetery,
Oh,
and
okay.
they'll tell you about their lives, they'll tell you some interesting parts of their lives. And the event, it takes place from 5 to 8. And the price is $10 for adults and $5 for children and students. And if they're, I think, 5 years old or younger, they're free. So we hope we have a ton of people. We in the last couple of years, we've had over 200 people in the cemetery.
Really?
And when you come and it gets dark, we give you a lantern or a flashlight to go around, because the cemetery isn't all paved or
Right.
anything. It's kind of lumpy.
Yes.
And so we don't want anybody to fall and break their neck or their leg
legs.
and anything. So, but it's a fun. And when it gets dark, you see all these lights going through the
Oh,
cemetery,
yes.
and it's kind of a very
Eerie.
kind of a thing. But everybody's having a good time, and nobody's scared or
Right.
anything.
Right.
And
Good.
as I say, most of it, we always have good vibes. People love it. People are very interested, and we encourage young children to come. In fact, we've had a lot of young people, from teenagers through probably 5, 6 years old, and they are very interested. They don't really. Our little ones aren't. I had one little boy. He just stared at me the whole time, and he finally said, "Are you really a spirit?" And I finally had to tell him. I told him I'm just pretending. So,
Yes.
so
Oh, my goodness.
because he was so concerned.
Yes. Yes. Are you real?
Yeah,
There's a
he
real
wasn't
spirit.
sure real or not. But
Oh.
it's I'm trying to think of what else that I could tell you. As I say, we've been doing this for 20 years. Most of it started out because our cemetery was in terrible shape. The memorial cemetery
Yep.
was
In bad
just
shape.
oh,
Yeah.
it looked awful.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought, well, what can we do to make it better? Here
Right.
we've got the oldest cemetery in the state, and it looks like
It looks
awful.
like it, yeah.
So we started making in the money, and we put a fence, a wrought iron fence around the area. We cleaned it up, and in fact, at the west side of the cemetery, it was all shrubs. We couldn't tell anything. And when we started cleaning up, there was a beautiful stone wall there, and nobody even knew it
Oh,
was
my
there.
gosh.
And we've planted trees and shrubs and cleaned up the cemetery, and it really looks
Yes,
nice
it
now.
does look
When you
nice.
go, if you
Yeah.
go by the cemetery, stop and take a peek at it, because it's really beautiful.
Oh, yes.
It's really getting lovely.
Yeah, it is.
So,
And when is this?
this is the 22nd, and it's a week
Okay.
from this
Oh, it's a
coming
week from this
Saturday, which
weekend.
we're coming
Yes.
close to
We
it.
sure are.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
my goodness.
yes.
And it's from 5 to 8?
5 to 8.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
And well, most of our spirits are local, from the area, and we have a fur trader. We have the spirits of the steamboat that exploded on the Mississippi. Dr. Franklin II was the name of the boat.
Oh, my God.
And there were deaths on the people
Oh,
who
yeah.
were unrecognizable. They didn't know who they were, so they were buried in a common grave in our cemetery. So we don't know who they were. They didn't know who
Really?
they were.
Oh, my
We don't know
gosh.
who they were. So we have all kinds of interesting people here. We have several people who were killed in duels, and all kinds of interesting
Oh, my
folks in our
gosh.
cemetery. And some of our spirits actually have their grandparents. One gentleman has 2 of his grandfathers are buried in the cemetery, and he tells you about their lives.
Oh, my gosh.
So
is
it's a fun evening. People just go
That's
around
okay.
and listen to all the stories of the people buried there. So
That's neat.
And the cost to get in?
$10 and $5 for students and
Students,
children.
yeah.
And
Well,
under
that's
5 free.
Well, that's exciting. Then they get to walk through
They
it?
get to walk, it's not structured, you can come at any time.
Oh,
and-
okay.
At any time during that, the 5 to 8.
Right.
And you can go at your leisure, you can go wherever you want to go.
Oh,
Through the
okay.
cemetery, so,
But you really probably want to get there at 5 to hear all the,
well,
Spirits.
even if you got there at 5, I doubt seriously if you can get through all 24 spirits.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so, we try to tell the spirits to keep it to about 5 or 6 minutes, so, but
Yeah.
if you listen to one and then you walk to another one, you don't really get to hear everything.
Okay,
Because we
so,
want you to come back.
I see, so they're all over.
They're all
Yeah.
over the cemetery.
Okay, so
right.
it's not one coming up at a
No,
time?
no.
Oh, okay.
They're at the
No,
grave
they're-
of the person who
I
they're
see.
Yeah,
talking
they're,
about.
Okay.
they're at the graves of the people. And now the cemetery is so old that there were lots of broken tombstones when we first started, and they used iron crosses locally to designate each grave. And most of those have just disintegrated. We know who's buried in the cemetery, but a lot of times we don't know where they are.
Oh,
We're not quite sure
I see.
unless, because so many of the tombstones have just
Right.
gone.
Oh, my gosh.
So we know approximately where
Right.
where they are.
Right.
But some of them, of course, the tombstones are there and we know who's there. So,
Right.
But,
Well, just to know that that explosion, and then those people are all,
yeah,
Buried in there.
there was a common grave there, and at one time, the Indians that were in the region were buried in a common grave there too, so so there are a lot of people in the cemetery, we don't know who's there.
right,
So,
who they are. Oh, my gosh. I didn't realize it was the oldest one in the state.
yes, it is, it's Missouri's oldest cemetery, 1786.
Well, I'll tell you though, it's really nice compared to what it used to be.
Oh, it
Years.
used to be,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
was an eyesore
Yeah.
before. And it's just really developed into a beautiful cemetery right now.
Yes.
We're so pleased.
And do you keep it locked? Do they keep it locked? or-
No, we have the gate, but it doesn't have a lock at night. But, and it is a bird sanctuary. It
Oh,
was
okay.
designated as a bird sanctuary about 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, really?
And, but the police check
They
it
check, yeah.
during the
Yeah.
during the nights.
Yeah.
Every night,
They check it
keep
out.
their eye
Okay,
on
well,
it.
that's good. That's good. Oh, my goodness. That's good to know. That's
Yeah.
really good to know.
So,
I'm so glad I heard this because I saw something on Facebook and I was picturing it as a scary event.
Me too.
But it sounds
Same.
like some more historical
Yeah,
event.
it is, and since it's so close to Halloween, we wanted it close to Halloween because it is a cemetery event.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But a lot of people think it's a spooky thing, and it's not.
Yeah.
So, that's why the kids like to come, because,
Right.
because we don't want people to think that a cemetery is this place you just
Right.
can't go,
Right,
so.
right, right.
So,
It's just I think that one, it could be just because where it's at, it's old.
it's old.
But back when I was younger, it was scary.
Yeah, right.
We used to
Well,
walk through it all the time.
And it looked scary. I mean,
It did.
because it was in such bad
Right,
condition.
and they would, and when we were brought up, you don't ever step on anybody's grave, and
Well,
every time we would go, and even still to the day, when, always trying to make sure I'm walking
Yeah.
on the.
well, with some of this money, and we were given several grants to
Ooh, that's
have a radar penetration to find out where the people, so we didn't want to be walking on graves either.
Oh.
So they could tell, we know, we put the path now where,
Right.
where we're not stepping
Where
on
you can't do it.
anybody's
Well,
grave.
I'll be darned.
But again, it's being so old and it was in such disrepair, it was so hard knowing where everybody
Right.
was.
Yeah,
Uh,
I bet that was, but it's nice, because I've walked up that way already, and
Yes.
it really does
It
look
really
nice.
has, even just the fence around it.
Right, that
It
makes
looks
it-
lovely.
yes.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It
And,
sure does.
So,
But
so
that's
we're
okay.
so pleased that it's developed into a beautiful place
Yes.
again, which it should have been.
Well, and thanks
Right.
to everybody that did this. You know,
Yes.
that's,
But we were luckily, we got some really nice grants.
That's great, though.
To do the
Okay.
radar penetration.
that's great.
And we were able to repair a lot of broken tombstones with
Oh, wow.
that
That's
too,
wonderful.
so, yes,
That's wonderful.
yes. Because a lot of them were just, they were just broken. They were
Yeah.
just- I
Makes you
think
wonder how they
the
break.
Vandals
you
just
know?
pushed them
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the vandals.
Yeah,
It was not nice.
that kind of, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully there's always people to be interested in that, so it doesn't go back into,
I'm hoping so, but I'm just hoping that vandals just don't
Right.
get in it again,
Right.
and do
Right,
damage like it had been
Right.
before.
Right.
And because
I
it
don't,
is not, it's not cheap to repair one
Oh,
of those
I
tombstones.
can't even
Right.
imagine, I'm sure it's not,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's not. But that's a good thing, that the officers are
Yes, that,
patrolling it.
when it started out, earlier on, the cemetery was so bad that the city didn't want it, the church didn't want it, everybody kept saying, no, it's yours, and then the church would say, no, it's yours. And nobody wanted to take care of
Right,
it, so
right.
it was like the stepchild of the
There
the
you
city.
go.
Nobody wanted it, so.
Yes, oh my goodness, that's good though.
So now, the city does own it. It is
Oh,
part of the city.
okay.
It is owned by the
Okay.
city. But they're taking care of it, the grass was so tall in places, you needed a machete to get through it.
Yes, yes.
And, so, but
So,
it's now,
that's who mows it? The
it's
city?
mowed
Okay.
regularly. And,
That's good.
and they go in and take, fallen branches and
Mhm.
clean it
Oh,
up.
that's good.
Occasionally.
You know, it's kind of neat because it's not just all flat.
No.
It's up this way
Yes,
and around like this.
That's,
so
yes,
it's-
that's why we give people
Yeah.
flashlights.
Right, right.
And lanterns.
That's
Because
true.
we don't want people, we don't want people, because, so,
Oh, my gosh,
Wow.
yes, that's
so
nice.
anything else that you
Oh,
want to know about it? It's a really fun event. We've had, I don't think we've had one negative comment about
oh, that's good.
that's great.
Yeah,
the event.
well, that's, oh, you said like 5 or 6 minutes for them to.
We
try.
Yeah, we try,
But 10 min-
we
you
try
know.
to keep it between like 5 or 6 minutes.
Right.
Sometimes it goes 7.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
And then if people ask you questions, it's
Right.
gonna go
Longer
over
than
some,
that,
so it's,
yeah,
um,
but that's good, I mean,
right.
so how do you know which one you want to go and see?
You just,
You just go?
you just take, you just
Okay.
go on, or you see somebody, or you just see a spirit over there.
Okay,
And the spirits have lanterns too, so you know
so
where
you'll
they are.
know, okay.
So,
Okay.
as I say, we have 24 spirits, and
That's cute,
it's going to
24
take you a while, a while to get around everybody.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So
especially if you
we
want-
hope if you don't, you come back next
Oh,
year.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
so the same spirits come back?
Not always.
Not always.
But we have, most of our spirits, they love to do it.
Okay.
Because that's one of my favorite things.
Yes.
I just, it's nice to talk to people. And we've had visitors from everywhere. Kentucky, we've had people from Illinois, we have people from, all over the state.
Yes.
And it's, in fact, we have very few people from St. Genevieve. Most of our people
Yeah,
are
are out of
from
town.
other places,
Yeah,
out of town.
yeah.
and So forth.
I can try to make
So,
that
yeah.
that night.
So-
That sounds fun.
But
Well, the
it-
reason I asked is because I thought, well, what if I wanted to hear these 3 or 4 and then I didn't
You
get to
can
hear.
ask the people at the gate.
Okay, okay.
If-
Oh, okay.
if-
So it
if-
starts at the gate.
It's, where you pay.
Okay.
Where you pay for your ticket.
All right.
You can ask them if they know where such and such, if
Okay.
you have
Okay.
somebody that you
That you know.
really want to hear.
I haven't heard any of them, so I think they'd all be.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'll just keep a tab on which ones I heard, and then next year I
Yeah.
could go with somebody different.
Well,
whatever.
you'll know where you're walking.
Or-
You
yes.
you kind of, if I'm going to take this part of the cemetery.
Well, there you go.
And then you
And do
might
that
take
side
the
and then
next
do the other
part,
side.
so.
That's good. That's good. Oh my gosh, Shelley, this is exciting too. I'm telling you, this is an exciting night here.
Right. Well, I portray Odile Ballet, who is the wife of Felix Ballet, and the Felix
The
Ballet
Felix
house
house.
is here in St. Genevieve. So, she lived to be almost 90 years old, and she was quite a gal. She
wasn't quiet.
she took a back seat to Felix, of course,
Oh, well,
but
that's
she
true.
was involved in lots of things
Yeah.
too.
Well, that's neat.
And she did a lot with her money. And
Okay.
they were both wealthy, and she actually gave 3/4 of the money, of the money that it took to build the Catholic church that
Yes,
you
she
see
did.
on the square today.
They paid
She
3/4
paid
of
3/4
it.
of it.
3/4 of it.
There's a plaque in church that
Yes.
says that.
Well, I remember that, but I just forgot. So, when you think about it, back in the day, when they built all this stuff, like the church and some of these other bigger things, what it cost back then.
They didn't have the
Hardly
tax
anything.
structures that we
No.
have today.
No.
Didn't, and look what it's built.
And the
on.
labor
It's-
and
the
how
labor
long
and-
it
yeah,
took.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The brick and
You couldn't put them up today for what they
no,
cost.
no, that's exactly what I was gonna say. For what it cost back then,
Yeah.
can you imagine? I mean, it's not
yeah.
even, even when I go to, the Capitol, I look at the big, I'm thinking, oh my
Rotundas,
gosh,
yes.
yes. Boy,
Well, I
what
mean,
would
like
that
Felix,
cost now?
Felix Ballet, when he passed away, his estate was estimated at $1 million. So, but $1 million
Back then.
was worth probably 12 million.
Oh, at least, yeah.
So he was the multimillionaire of his day.
Oh, be darned.
So,
Well, that's good to know.
yeah.
I hate to have to be my age for that to happen. I have to tell my grandkids to come to
Yeah,
this.
come in, it's amazing
Just
how.
to hear
we have Dr. Harold Fenwick, who was here. Who
Yes.
was killed in a duel with John Scott, over just a pittance of things. So, and we have a surveyor, who surveyed a lot of the property around here. Prospect Robbins was his name, and it's amazing. And we actually have a surveyor who is portraying his.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
how
my gosh.
wonderful.
So he knows what he's talking about.
Right,
So,
right. This would be a perfect history.
Yeah.
It's a it's a perfect history
know.
lesson. I mean,
Oh, I'm excited.
you're gonna,
Yes.
you can
I'm
learn,
really excited.
you
Yes.
can learn so much, you learn about this town. And I get so disappointed that most of the people who live here don't go. And they would really.
They'd be
This
amazed.
is a fascinating
Absolutely,
place. The
yes.
history here is so amazing.
Yes, yes. Well, this,
And
like
I
said,
like
this-
the fact that they dress in period clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty much in what it depends on how the weather is that night.
Right.
We've had times when we needed bug spray because it was so warm in
Oh,
the
yes.
cemetery, and we've been having blankets and everything, but it's just been freezing.
Oh, my
So
God.
pray for nice
Weather.
weather.
It's
Exactly.
looking for nice, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's looking for, to be nice weather, but you know how the weather is.
Yes. Oh,
But it's
we
looking
don't-
to be.
In a week from now,
Right.
who knows?
Who knows?
It's up for
What-
grabs.
They
Even
won't
from
be
day
calling
to
for rain
day.
to get it right,
Sure.
right. Well, that's
That's
exciting. We'll let
And so
everybody know.
the Foundation for Restoration,
Is the sponsor,
Sure.
is our sponsoring event, because they paid for the bills for the cemetery.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I have to tell
Yeah.
a few teachers
Great.
that this
Yeah,
would be a
so bring
perfect
100
history.
of your closest friends.
Yes.
And
and
come.
we'll make 500 this year
Yes,
instead.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, Ellie, thank you. That was
yeah.
Welcome.
very exciting.
You've been coming here ever since we've been on air.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I
Long
remember it.
time.
So I want to get all the people who live here, I want to get them.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, let's hear what Shirley has to say.
Okay. Well, I'm Shirley Moore. I'm the director of the Center for Life here in St. John, and we have 2 pregnancy help centers called Options for Women.
Oh,
One here in St. Genevieve on Keeper Street, and one in Perryville on North Kings Highway. And what we do is we are a pregnancy help center. We help women who are experiencing an unplanned pregnancy. And we help them in several ways. One is basically that pregnancy test, an ultrasound, and a consultation about her options, so that she has good, accurate information to make her decision. We also help with classes. For example, someone might say to us, you know, I can't raise this baby because I don't know how to be a parent. Nobody ever taught me. We can offer a parenting class or an infant care class or whatever you need. We also offer help with material things like diapers and baby clothes and blankets and wipes. Just a wide variety of things to help that young woman who is feeling scared and uncertain and needs someone to come alongside her and help her. And what I wanted to talk about tonight was our Walk for Life. We are on the same date as your event, Ellie, October 22nd, but ours is in the morning.
Good.
So someone can come walk in the morning, and they can visit the spirits in the
Yes.
evening.
Yes.
yes.
Absolutely.
But it's a walk for life. Our theme this year is Everyone Deserves a Birthday. And we came up with that theme because this is actually our 10-year anniversary. We
Oh.
were founded in 2012. And
Okay.
so the Walk for Life is a lot of fun. It's at 9 o'clock at the TG Trail in Perryville. So far, we've always been lucky to have good weather. So fingers crossed that we
Yes.
have good weather October 22nd. And it's a 5K. You can walk it or run it. I'm a walker, not a runner.
Yeah.
And it's just a good, fun day, and we have, this year we're gonna have cupcakes to celebrate. It's also a celebration rally, celebrating the overturning of Roe versus Wade this year. And so we're gonna have little cupcakes to celebrate all the birthdays, all the kids that are gonna be born because of that change in the law. And we also give a trophy to the church with the most walkers or runners. And it's a traveling trophy. It goes to a different church every year. So this year it was with Hope Church, and so we'll see which church gets to take it home this year.
Well, that's a cool idea.
What time does it start, did you say?
It starts at 9 a.m. in the morning
And in Perryville.
in Perryville at the TG Trail. If you've never been on it, it's just a very nice trail that TG built there on their property, and anyone can use it.
Okay.
It's a
but
paved
how do you
trail.
get there?
How do you get there? It's right at TG in Perryville. And there's a special parking lot. We'll have a sign there where you park, and we'll have a tent so that we're easy to find. And you can register ahead of time, either on our website. It's Center for Life Mo, that's MO for Missouri.org, under the events tab. Or you can just call us, and that number is 573-883-2088. Or you can just show up that morning. It's $30 to register to walk. And some walkers also get sponsors, you know, who will sponsor them for walking or running the whole way. And that also adds to the fundraising aspect for it, because this
Right.
is our second biggest fundraiser of the year.
Yeah.
And how many people usually participate?
We usually have around 100.
100?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's a fun thing to see everybody in their t-shirts. Everyone who registered by October 8th gets a free t-shirt. We'll have some extra t-shirts that day for first come, first serve for people who just
Right.
show up that day. So it's a fun thing to watch everyone walk around in their matching t-shirts, and everyone's usually just in a really good mood to just, and especially this year is a celebratory year for
Right,
us.
right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not much to say about walking.
It's a walk.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's a walk.
But maybe something I would add is our services are still needed. I know some people think maybe our services are no longer needed now that abortion is no longer legal in the state of Missouri. But that's not the case. We still have women experiencing unexpected pregnancies. And we still have the state of Illinois right next to us where abortion is legal.
Right.
So it is still an option for women, and we want to reach out to them and help them make a different choice if at all possible. There are now mobile units traveling southern Illinois along the border,
I heard
trying to
that.
attract women from other states like Missouri and Kentucky who have restrictions against abortion. So it is still an issue for us. It's still,
Yeah.
we're still in the battle.
Yeah, I think if the young mothers know they have this help,
Yes.
that's so comforting to them.
It really is. So many of them feel alone, and so many women say, if just one person had reached out and given me encouragement and support, I might have made a different choice. So many women who chose abortion will say that later, and so we try to be that one person who reaches
Right,
out with
that's
support and encouragement.
And it's important
Okay.
for them to know too that your classes, there are babysitters there
Yes.
where they can bring their children.
Yes, we can
Yeah.
arrange childcare if they need childcare during a class. And we offer a wide variety of classes. I mentioned the parenting class because that's our most obvious one. But we offer classes on, how to have a healthy relationship, how to balance a budget, how to set boundaries. A lot of we women have trouble setting boundaries.
Right.
So,
I did one with the budget.
with the budget. Well, when I teach that class, I always tell people my qualification is that I have made every financial mistake you can make. That's how I'm qualified to teach the class. But yeah, there's just so many basic skills that, nobody really sits down and teaches you.
Right.
So if you don't have it modeled for you in your family of origin, you don't know.
Right.
Do you have like a class, or maybe to talk with the girls or ladies, maybe to not have the abortion, but that there's adoptions?
Yes.
I mean, that they can have, I know there's many people that are looking for American kids. I know so many of them that's gone out of the country to
Yes.
get kids. If they could get, if that's their option. Somebody told me one time that, well, this way you don't, how do they say it? This way you don't have to worry about them finding their real mother or their real dad or whatever, but, maybe if they know that they don't have to know that, or that, maybe later on in life they would be here for them, but, that's why I was just wondering if you did something on
We
trying to keep.
absolutely present adoption.
Okay.
I'm an adoptive mom myself, and I actually worked in adoption before I came
Oh,
to this job. So yes, adoption is something we present, and that's usually the option she has not thought about. She's
Yeah.
usually thought, before she even comes out, she's thought about what would it look like if I
Oh,
parented,
yes.
what would it look like if I,
Yeah.
in my pregnancy. She usually has not thought about adoption. And so that is an opportunity. We actually have 2 young women right now who are considering adoption. So we are
well,
really
that's
hopeful
awesome.
to help
That's good.
more women make that decision, because I think in the long run, that's the decision that she will feel the most comfort looking back
Right.
on,
Right,
rather
right.
than ending her child's life.
Right. I'll be darned, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. That's really neat. I mean, I knew some of the stuff that you did, I just didn't know all that, but that's really neat to know that you offer, or you help them with the adoption part.
We sure can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk to them about it, and if they're interested, we can set it up for them to talk to a representative from an
Somebody,
adoption
right.
agency. There's no obligation to that, because she
Right.
cannot sign consents to an
Right.
adoption until the baby's at least 48 hours old. So she
Right.
has no obligation.
Right,
Even if she works with that agency all through her pregnancy, receives financial assistance, she can still change her mind.
yeah.
So it's no obligation. And
That's
I can
good.
talk to her about various options, you know, there's closed adoption, semi-open, open. I happen to have open with both of my kids' birth parents, so I can
Oh,
share
okay.
that.
Yeah,
So there's all kinds of options.
right.
You have a question, Emily?
I was just wondering approximately how many people girls do you see, say in a month's time or a
Mhm.
week's time?
I can tell you the last month we had 150 visits. Now that, some of them come more than once a month.
Right.
We have regulars who come every week. Sometimes because they need diapers, sometimes because they just want to check in with us. It's kind of interesting to me, something I didn't expect in this job is that not only do they come to us for pregnancy issues, but they may stop in because they just want to talk about something else going on in their life. I had someone today come in and talk about, you know, she's just frustrated in her job situation, and
Bless her.
they just learned that we're a safe place to come talk.
That's awesome.
good.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
was something
gosh.
I was not expecting when I started this job, and it's something I actually really enjoy about it,
Yes.
is you build relationships with people, and they come to you to discuss other things besides just pregnancy decisions.
So you take them when they're first pregnant, and then you take them after they have their kids?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that.
They can come back as long as they need to, you know. Usually we help with diapers, and babies in our diapers for quite a while.
Oh, yes.
You know, so that keeps them coming back. Some come back for classes, even though their children are older.
Right.
Our classes are also available to anyone in the community, can come and take a class. Like if you wanted to take a budgeting class, you
Yeah,
can go on.
budgeting.
Yeah. And some of the folks who take our classes are people who are taking it because they're required either by Children's Division or the court.
Right.
Maybe to take a parenting class or to take an anger management class or something along those lines. So we also get to work with people
No.
who have that need.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I didn't realize you did all that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when it first opened, oh my gosh, that has been a while.
10 years.
We took a tour through it,
Did you?
and at that time, they were telling us, what was going on. I'm trying to think, was I an alderman then? Might have been an alderman. Anyway, whatever I was, we got to tour it, and they were telling us what all it was, what all it was gonna be. But when, you know, I really haven't had any dealings, of course, I didn't know it was all that stuff.
Mhm.
That's what's really neat.
Well, you know, some of it grows over time. You
Well,
know,
it
sometimes,
does,
you know, when you
yes.
start something, you know, as you're learning,
Right.
it grows sometimes into more than you initially
Yes.
thought.
Yes.
But anyone is welcome to come take a tour. You know, just stop in. We're open 10 to 4, Monday through Thursday. And just come in if you want to just take a tour and see what we do.
Well, that would be,
Anyone's welcome
that
to
would
do
be
that.
neat. That way we could tell people
Yeah,
what you offer. Or if we
absolutely.
know of someone, we could let them know.
Absolutely. You know, as you know now what we offer, you know,
Absolutely.
if someone says they
Hey, I
have
need
a certain
this.
need,
Yes.
And you're located where?
at 615 Keeper Street. We are right next door to the Eagles Lodge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys take donations too. We
We
donate all of our clothes to you guys.
And that is much appreciated.
Yeah, yeah, so
Oh,
we always
So
tell
you
people that too.
you accept just
They accept
children?
donations.
Oh, I was
Donations.
just gonna say that,
Mm-hmm, they
Yeah.
do.
that you should tell them what kind of
Yeah.
things you need or you can use.
Yeah, what do you
Children's clothes up to size 3T we accept. Also, it'd be good if I could mention, that we are actually out of size 5 diapers right now.
Are you really?
Oh.
Oh.
Size 5 diapers are the most common request.
Are they really?
I think it's because kids are in size 5 a long time, I don't know. But anyway,
That could be.
that's always the first one we run out of. So we are out of size 5 diapers now. So if anyone feels led to, pick up a package or two and bring down to us, we can make sure it gets to a mom who needs it.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, because your newborns don't last too long in them, and then once they're in that 3 to 6 month, that kind of goes pretty quick. So they do go.
Yeah, they do seem to be in those upper sizes longer. The way they outgrow that newborn so fast,
I had a friend's daughter had a baby shower, and they bought a whole bunch. They had a whole bunch of diapers, and more than the newborn was going to use. So they ended up taking them back and getting them, getting the next size, which was
Absolutely.
good. But
Mhm.
it's kind of funny that you think, oh, they can use these diapers, but when you get there were quite a few of them of the newborn diapers, but I guess it's because they are expensive.
Yes.
They're not as cheap as back in my day. Of course, I think when I first had
And-
mine, I did the Cloth.
And nobody hardly uses cloth anymore, do
Yeah.
they?
We call.
Do you?
Your cloth, yeah. The most economical way,
Oh, yes. After
definitely.
6 kids, I think I've saved millions.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
We did.
Is there any brand that people prefer, or do they just accept whatever you give them?
You know,
More or
some
less.
people have a preference because maybe their child has had a reaction to
Right,
some brand or
right.
another, but most people are just
Open to
happy to have
anything.
diapers.
Right.
You know, diapers are expensive and you can't buy them with food stamps. So many of our clients struggle with things like diapers and wipes. So that's just a good basic way
To
anybody
give,
can
yeah.
help is by donating diapers.
Okay. That's good to know.
Mhm.
And do you take like little blankets and things like
Yes.
that? Okay.
Blankets, children's clothes, yeah, a wide variety of things.
Okay.
Basically anything a child
A
could use
child
in the
can
first
use.
few years of life.
What about toys or anything like that?
We do have some toys.
Do you?
Yeah. And, you know, we do have a few things like, right now we have a high chair, we have what's donated
Okay,
to us, so right now we have a
right.
high chair, and a couple of baby, you know, bathtubs, so.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that'd be good.
Absolutely.
Some nice stuff that they don't use anymore.
Absolutely, if
That's
someone
okay.
has something that's gently used, you know, and their last baby has outgrown it,
Right.
feel free to donate to us, because we can make sure it goes to another mom.
Well, that's good to know, because I didn't know you did all that.
Mhm.
I didn't know.
I didn't either, so that's good.
We've all learned tonight, haven't we?
Well, we
Yeah.
sure have, I'm telling you. I didn't realize that.
Mhm.
Exciting stuff.
And they just ring the doorbell and you come right to the door.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Come right to the door. I just think it's neat that it's not only the parenting part, it's actually living. You're teaching them how to manage money and you know, and then just if they have anger issues, and it don't even really have to be anger issues, it could just be frustration over something and that they just can't get it out of their, and they just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah, and we all have, you know, angers
Oh,
or frustrations
yeah,
or, you know,
everybody,
hurts, you know, to deal with, and, you know, to learn to deal with them in a healthy way
right.
is,
That's how you put it,
Yeah.
in a healthy way, yes.
I learn, every time I lead that class, I learn, because we're all dealing with
Right,
something in our life that's
absolutely.
frustrating us or whatever, and, okay, how could I deal that with in a healthy way?
Right.
Rather than stuffing it, I tend to be a stuffer.
Yeah.
We all have, some people, we call them in our class, English management class, stuffers or spewers, you know, some people
Yes.
tend to spew it all out, some people tend to stuff it down.
Yes, there you go, that's a
Yeah.
good way, but, well, ladies, I'm telling you, I was really excited that all of you were on, just, you know, just the amount of time we had and the knowledge and everything that we got from you ladies.
Well,
It's
thank
really
you for
neat.
having us.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much.
So, and if you know of anybody, or if you ever want to come back on, because you have something else that you want to talk about, just feel free to call one of us and.
All right.
And we just like repeat visitors. too.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
We do.
We
Just
do,
to talk
yeah.
about, you know, what's going on.
What's
or-
happened since the last time
Yeah,
you were here.
yes. Yeah, because Ellie was in here, it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago, has it? It was this year,
That's for
wasn't it?
the
Yeah.
King's Ball.
Yeah, the King's
King's
Ball.
See
Ball.
you for the
Yes,
King's
yes,
Ball.
the King's Ball, yes.
There you go.
So, but it's neat, it's just neat to hear people talk, and now we know all about this. We know about your business,
Thank you.
and Ellie, we know about the
Yeah.
Deja
Now I'm
vu.
all afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deja vu.
Spirit,
I
the
know.
spirit
The
reunion.
spirit reunion,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's neat, because when you
So
said
your
this-
kids are gonna really enjoy that, huh?
Oh, yeah, I have a history buff, and that will be, see,
Oh.
we looked at it, but I was thinking, oh, it's probably scary, and now I'm really excited.
Yeah, me
And we're
too.
gonna tell all of our friends, so we're gonna bring our
Yes.
friends and
Yes.
have them learn about the spirit.
Right.
So I'm excited for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is
You know,
great.
we were just talking earlier, I was at another meeting, or it was a while ago, and, how the water goes, you know, how the water goes up, how the river goes down, and just the history on that.
It's really
Well,
low
it's
right
really
now.
low because, you know, well, Ellie might know, I don't know if you do, well, you might know, about way back when, they had the trains that they
Yeah.
had.
Transfer
the
bus.
Transfer trains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's all sticking out
Now it's all sticking out.
Yeah.
And I
And
thought,
it's like a little peninsula in a couple
yes,
places.
yes. And I thought, you know what?
Which, that was, that just blew my mind that how can you get a train across the river like that?
Yes,
It's just,
yes,
how-
it's funny because, well, the water went down here, where'd the train come from? I mean, how do you get it across here? It was just neat to hear some of that stuff, and then some of the pictures, I'm thinking the Dairy Queen has some of those pictures. Not all fine, I've been somewhere where I've seen these pictures, but I
Yeah.
think of Dairy Queen.
Yeah, well, the
Dairy Queen.
museum
Or the
has.
museum has
museum.
it. Yeah, the museum has
That
the,
learning
yeah.
museum is
Yeah.
a really a neat
Yes.
place to go,
Yeah.
and
It is.
kids
That's-
love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
we took, my grandkids, they came home at Christmas and we took them.
Oh, did you?
Oh, they loved it, they loved it.
And they're having programs now.
But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Are they?
I think
They're
so.
gonna do
yeah.
the Civil War
Yeah.
next. They did the cave a couple weeks ago. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, that was so interesting. There's a cave out off of M Road,
There's
7.5 miles long. And they had pictures inside of it and showed how they crawl through it and just told different stories. And then, of course, Perry County's got, I
Up
think
Team
theirs
Two.
is like 30 miles long,
Oh, my.
Well, they've
something like
got
that. Well, they've got several of them down there.
Quite a few.
Yes.
It's the cave capital of the state, I think.
Really?
Mhm.
And Missouri has,
Up
is
Team
that what
Two.
you said?
Yeah.
Missouri's, yes, has more caves than anywhere. But Perryville is loaded with them.
Yes,
Oh,
it
darn.
is.
In the Rural Missouri magazine, the electric company magazine, they had that story of the caves, how they cleaned the one out down in Perryville. And that got me interested, and I said something at coffee one morning, and one of the girls says, oh, my brother's got a big cave on his ground. And that's where this was about, was the cave in his,
Gosh.
on his farm.
Wow.
And they found 4 entrances to it now, because the air was going through, so they knew there was more than one place, you
Oh
know, that
my
you just
gosh.
didn't go into one
Amazing.
place. Very, very interesting.
Now that I didn't.
I don't know how many presentations they do of each event. I don't know if they're gonna have them back again sometime or not, but
Well, that would be
very
neat.
interesting. I'm really anxious for a Civil War one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty soon, too.
You have
Have
you'll
to get
let
a,
us know, or, yeah, get
yeah,
somebody
have to
on here.
get a schedule, what they
Yeah,
got
what
scheduled.
they've got scheduled and get them on, but anyway, so.
And then the band concerts in the summer.
Yeah,
If anybody doesn't attend those, you ought to start going to them. They're really neat, especially when they have it up at PAC at St. John.
Yeah.
It's comfortable air
yeah,
conditioned.
it's air conditioned, it's not hot, no
Really,
bugs, no
really nice.
mosquitoes.
Yeah. We have so much going on in St. John that nobody should say they're bored.
That's right.
That's true, isn't it?
And is it, let's see, is it next weekend? The Pecan Palooza? Is that
I
next
don't know if
week?
it's next week or not. I'm so confused on dates anymore.
Oh,
I've
see,
got-
I have it on my phone. But I'm thinking, why did I think it was the 22nd? So if that, okay, so
That
if
would
that's
be-
the case,
Then there would be 3
That would've
things.
been on the
3
22nd.
things.
There's like 4
It might be
things on the
here.
22nd because we've been trying to figure out what we're gonna
Oh, okay.
You know, it's almost
Right.
like,
Is
ah.
Heritage Days on that day too?
I'm not sure.
I think I read that today
I'm
in the
pretty
paper,
sure
yeah.
it
Is it as big as it used to be,
No,
though?
it's not as big as it used to be because,
Is it all right down there on the grounds?
no, because the National Park Service won't let us use the grounds anymore.
Oh, you're kidding.
Really?
Oh, my.
So it's all on Candy. Is it in
No.
her bag?
No, it used to be on the Amaro House, you know, the Amaro House
Right,
and the.
right.
And that Garden, or whatever you call
Yeah.
that thing in the back.
Mhm. But the Park Service said that they won't let us use that land anymore.
What about Candy down there? Didn't
I
she
don't
have it
know.
in her backyard?
No, she didn't have enough room.
Well, she has an event herself then, which she had,
She has the cabin,
right, so behind that, she had, a few a few people back there last summer. I don't
I'm
remember what it
not
was. I mean, I don't
sure.
remember what the
Well,
dates
that's
were.
sad that it's not like you tore anything up.
They just
No, they
said
just said
no. No more.
Do you know our history? I don't care.
They don't care.
I'll be darned.
Yeah,
that's
because
sad.
the Welcome Center, they don't have all the information
No.
anymore that they used to have.
No, they.
The Art Guild
They don't
printed,
give out any information about the city. They only give out information
Yeah,
about the
their
National
park.
Park Service.
yeah. And so
Really?
the Art Guild made a map. And we give out maps of what's going on in town.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So if somebody would want something, if they came to town, they could come to you, or they could go to the,
They can come by the Art Guild.
Yeah,
We
the Art
have
Guild,
maps
and
there.
Yeah.
We
And there's a
send
couple
them.
other places that we have the
Well,
maps.
at the Felix Valley House,
Okay, the Felix.
we have all kinds of brochures from around the area
Okay,
and
yeah.
around the state.
okay.
So,
The Pecan Palooza is November the 5th.
Okay.
You
Oh
what?
my
November
gosh.
5th.
November
Was-
5th, but,
Was I off? What did I think was,
well, the 22nd is Rural Heritage Days, the
okay.
Spooktacular, the Bricks has their 2-year
Right.
birthday bash, the Deja Vu Spirit Reunion, and then the walk as well. So
okay,
there's a
it must
There's
have
a
been the
lot of
heritage.
lot
Yeah.
going on the
Okay,
22nd in
it
town.
must have been the
Yeah.
heritage then,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
okay. But there's like 3 things
Now
in
that's
November.
around town on Main Street now, isn't it? The Heritage?
yes, it's around the, whoever's involved in the thing, I think it's in the city.
It's in that.
It's in the city, yeah.
Because I think okay, then the Pecan Palooza is that weekend.
November 5th, yeah.
Then, is it the Cookie Crumble, the
Is the weekend I believe after.
weekend?
Yep,
Or it's like every other week?
yep.
Or-
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know November's
For
pretty
a small
full.
community, there's something going on every
Every
weekend.
weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, there really
Oh,
is.
Shop
There is.
Small, that's
Yep.
what the third,
Mm,
that last
yep.
weekend is, yeah.
It is.
But, and now, I told some people, I said, we have 2 wonderful, thinking, I hope it's just 2, I'm not gonna mention names, because I'm afraid I'll forget something. Well, we have Magnolias and Bella Rafters.
Mhm.
Is there another one? I don't know that there's another clothing store, but we have 2 wonderful women's clothing.
There's
know.
another one that, one of the, I can't think of their last name. Is it not 31, 27? It's
Oh,
out in
no,
the country.
it is, that's
It's
Cor
out in the
Friedman.
country. Yeah. Friedman.
Is it I don't think it's
It's off
31,
of
it's
M.
30-something, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
off of
it's
him.
where her dad had his business
Mhm.
there. That's right.
But she's
But
got
she's
a
got
lot of
clothes,
clothes now.
yes, and then they have shoes.
She
and-
advertises on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
So
Oh my
there
gosh, I
is
knew I was
another
gonna
one,
forget
yeah.
one. She just opened though in the last month,
Mhm.
And she's
But-
located where?
out on B Road.
Oh.
See if I have my phone. I'm telling you what, I didn't think I'd miss it.
You are lost without
Yeah,
that
I'm
phone.
really lost. When it comes to finding something out, that's where I usually
Yeah,
find my
absolutely.
stuff out, but, so, we have 3 clothing, I remember one time, Tom Tucker from Perryville, we had a great big meeting out at the Legion Hall, and had some, can't think of some of their names that came up, but they were wanting to know, they wanted people to come, because they wanted to know what we needed in St. Genevieve, what was our needs, what did we want, and all this kind of stuff. And and I remember the biggest thing was a shoe store. We need a shoe store, and then it was clothing, men and women's, and then kids, it was all that. And then, it was probably several years later, not several, maybe a few years later, then we ended up getting Grandpa's, which was probably the biggest thing that hit St. Genevieve, was Grandpa's. Have you,
I didn't know there used to be.
oh
Grandma's
my
here.
gosh,
We did have.
out there on,
M Road.
M Road,
Emerald.
it's where, it's right across from Eric Scott, like Eric Scott's
Okay.
here, and it's that big building that was over there,
Oh, okay.
Where the
So- where the airplanes
are
are.
now,
are-
yeah.
Yeah, that's who's there now, but, Oh my gosh.
Saberliner.
Saberliner, that's what that was, yeah.
Very good name.
And I'm telling you, it was amazing. They had people, I don't know how many people they had hired from, I mean, a lot of people from St. Genevieve worked there. And, you could get anything, you got food, clothes, anything for your house. It was just amazing.
Then they had a jewelry store.
And a jewelry store, that was the neatest thing. The jewelry on the inside, it was, I don't know, it was just an amazing thing, and then it went out of business.
Yeah.
And when I was young, there were grocery stores all over
We had lots of grocery stores.
town, and we had several clothing stores and shoe stores
Grocers and the dime store.
and taverns on every
Right,
corner.
that was the thing, taverns are never gone.
But back then, people only had one car,
Yes.
and they did not go out of town shopping.
Right.
Most people shopped in town,
Yeah.
except for the wealthy. They went to St. Louis.
Gosh, I started to talk and I called.
Yeah.
I remember, this was really fun, I remember when they were talking about, on the news, they were talking about opening stores on Sundays. And I told them, I said, how crazy is that? That's horrible. That's our days to be at home, where, that's just for family. That's when you're at home and you did this and you, oh my gosh. And then how it didn't take long, then they decided to open up all the stores, and then.
And
there
that
was no-
started destroying the family.
it's- I'm not lying. I just couldn't believe it. You cannot open on Sunday. Well, you can go on Saturdays. I cleaned my house during the week. Saturdays was if I had to do grocery shopping or whatever, we did it then. And Sunday was nothing. Went to church. Well,
Life has changed
Yeah.
drastically.
drastically.
Can you imagine the people that were in the 20s, all the advances in the world, from the horse and buggy, all the way up to now?
I have a picture of my family. So I was, I don't want to say that out loud, but anyway, and I was probably 4 or 5 then. So it was probably in 1949 maybe, 49 or 1950. The old cars back then, that's what we had. And we have a picture, and my grandkids saw that picture and said, who is this? Didn't know any of us. And I said, I don't know, does any of them look like anybody in our family? And one of them was my sister. But my mom was there. They didn't know my mom or my dad. And kind of thought my sister, they thought her, but they didn't know who the other kids were. And it was me and my 2 brothers. and they laughed and they said, oh my gosh, look at that car. I said, you know what? We thought we were somebody. We had a car. We didn't have to go. Hey, I remember using the taxi though. What was his name?
Sid,
Sid. Yep. For
Sid's
quarter.
cab. And then there was one later too, but I don't remember what that one was.
Just to hear some of the neat stuff our towns got. We could go back just in my younger days. And there's a lot even before that, but just those days, just to hear, like the roller skating rink. Where was that at? Well, I took them there about a month ago. I showed them where it was. Well, there's nothing there now. I mean, there's some houses back there where it was. And I told them we had a drive-in. We went to Perryville to the drive-in. We didn't even know where to drive. I'm thinking, oh my gosh. But when you think about it, just, that in itself is history. It may not be as old, but it's just things that we got to do. Like the roller skating rink, we went all the time. That was fun.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was. Yeah.
That was fun.
And Farmington had one, and Festus had one.
And nobody has them anymore. And I talked to a couple people that I thought maybe could, a skating rink or a putt-putt golf. To me, that would be all kids all ages could do that. And I take one, well, I haven't taken any in a long time, but I can't win if I don't take a chance, but always would take one lottery ticket thinking, I'm gonna win, because somebody will sell me land, because I'll have enough money, and then we'll have a
No, they
pet bus.
won't.
No, that's true. That's
Not
probably
here.
not here.
You could probably go
But-
some other town and buy
Well,
some, but
I would just like to have
they
it
don't
in
wanna
town
sell
that
the
our
farm
kids
ground.
could.
Yeah.
But a putt-putt golf would be fun. I know my grandkids love doing that, so. I don't know, we got a lot of things here, and I don't think I realized as much until I started this show. I mean, I knew we had the stuff, but I guess I just didn't go to some of it and think, oh, I
Well,
didn't know that was fun.
maybe roller skating is coming back because Steinberg is
Right.
going to redo their ice
Oh,
rink
their
to
ice
have
rink.
both.
Oh,
Oh, they're gonna
really?
do,
Oh,
They're
that's
going to have roller
awesome.
skating and ice
The
skating.
ice skating.
that used to be a big thing.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
right, and I don't know why it's not
Yeah,
anymore.
That's a good exercise.
well, sure it is.
I even learned how to skate backwards.
We
Oh,
were
my.
good. We were good. Well, we used to go ice skating on South Gabourey Creek. We just put some slippery shoes on, or I don't even know, honestly, I can't tell you, because I don't remember what we used. I know it wasn't just our regular shoes, but we did put. and
I couldn't
we'd go
learn
down
how
there.
to
Well, the
skate.
water's
My
not deep
ankles
down there,
Mm-hmm.
and it would freeze, and you talk about thinking we were somebody, we were.
Now it never freezes hard enough. It
No,
don't stay cold
I
long
don't
enough.
think so. I don't
Yeah.
think so,
Oh, well, life changes.
right.
Well, ladies, thank
yes.
you so much for all of you coming.
Appreciated this.
Thank you.
And anytime you have anything new or exciting, or even not so exciting that you want to talk about, come on back.
All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Tell your friends and
Mhm.
everybody to let us know if they want to come on,
Okay.
Right.
and
It's a good way of getting things.
tell them to watch YouTube.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the neat thing,
And all they have to do is
Yes.
go to, or even just Google St. John TV, and then do the pull down, what's new, because we have our own pull down now. We used to have to go to another place and then get what's new, but now it's up on the top where it's what's new.
that way people
We
can.
went up in the world.
We did.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how long we've been on here. I don't know, 12, maybe 11 or 12,
Oh, wow.
something like that. Been a long time.
Wonderful.
I have a cup at home that's got 12 on, but I think we were on before we made those cups, because we were in the basement, and we invited everybody to come and get a free cup.
That was the bowling alley. That was the bowling alley we used to do.
Yeah.
And then we had Edinburgh Lounge, had the 24 bowling lanes.
Excuse me.
That's pretty neat.
And I'm on camera right now.
Are you still on?
Yes, I yawned and I said, and I'm on camera right now.
All right. Well,
So anyway, just,
thanks, everyone, and
yeah.
we will,
Thank you for having us.
yes, and
Well,
we
you
will
are
definitely
welcome.
make sure we get to all of
And
them.
thank you for the treats.
Yes,
I can't wait to
Enjoy
open,
them.
I
have
know,
one.
I know.
Enjoy them.
We will, yeah.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
Charlie,
Thanks,
we're ready
Charlie.
to go away. Tell everybody goodbye.
Bye.
I'm gonna give everyone a
Oh, yes.
postcard.